Jason Crandell. I live in San Francisco, California, by way of the Midwest. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. And I've been teaching I'm terrible with time and dates, to be honest, but I've been practicing for, I think, 14 years, teaching for 12-ish. And really my blend is I'm a vinyasa-based teacher, but I always tell people I'm on the bookish side of vinyasa yoga. So I'm much more technical, long, slow, deep, fluid practice, but more emphasis on technique and more emphasis on the cultivation of mindfulness, really. Rodney Yee is my primary teacher. I started studying with him in '98. I did a 2-year teacher training program with him, 2000 to almost 2002. And then continued to work with him and apprentice with him for a few years. And he's still my primary teacher, primary inspiration. Unfortunately, I travel a lot, he travels a lot, and he lives on the other side of the country, so I don't spend nearly as much time directly with him. But he's my primary influence. Two of the other many teachers that have been most influential are Richard Rosen in Oakland, California, and Ramanand Patel, who's another brilliant yoga teacher. I still, to this day, consider myself a non-traditional yoga type. I grew up playing ice hockey, I grew up riding skateboards. Like, if you asked me right now if I could be anything in the world, I would tell you I'd be a professional skateboarder. Done. Question's over. What I bring to my teaching is just who I am, which doesn't fit in what most people think of as a yoga box very easily, right? So because of that, pretty down to earth, pretty accessible, pretty straightforward, I'm pretty honest. And I bring a certain level of critical thinking to this practice. You know, I don't just assume everything that I'm taught, and everything of the philosophical or spiritual background of yoga is something that should be untested, right? I mean, I bring in sort of, I think, serious, critical thought to this whole experience of the practice. And so in so doing, I feel like I give people an experience where they get a very physical, full, satisfying, heartfelt practice, but it does come from my digging down and digging in and sort of tearing at the things that I've been taught to see what it is that I really find inside of there, if that makes sense.